Salutations, everyone, and welcome to the System 2021 Retro and Space Station Party. Uh, it's Friday, December 17th. I am your host for today, Keone Chong. And today we're bringing the vibes and we're bringing the new vision and the new direction. And let's dive in. So, our drop in for today is what did you learn in 2021? I'm going to start with that, and I'll model that for you. What's up, y'all? Keone Chong. I'm in downtown LA. I am one of the culture engineers here at the System Space Station. And what did I learn in 2021? I learned the true power of co-creation and the difference between collaboration and co-creation. I think I think I have been used to operating in a very collaborative way where there's a very specific outcome and there's like a very direct result that, a scope that we're trying to create. But in co-creation, it's about coming together and just bringing your best talents and ideas and best and flavors and ingredients and not knowing what the outcome can be, but allowing for the element of surprise and allowing for co-ownership and co-creation. And yeah, it's been a vibe. And that's my 2021 lesson. Thank you to Jose and Mary, Mauricio and Pape, Cliff and Rox. Like, you guys were all part of that. And today I think this is the culmination of all that I've really learned in 2021. So that's my drop in. I'd like to leave the floor open if anyone would like to raise their hand and step to the stage. The stage is open. Go ahead, Tom.
Then when you're done, Tom, pick somebody after you.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Tom from Belgium, and I have been a member of the first cohort in the accelerator this year, and you will love to hear this because the most important thing that I learned this year is to unmute myself. And so it's a big victory for me. And I guess it's the right seat to participate in a real co-creation. So if you are confident and you unmute yourself, you can participate to the fullest. So I am complete, and I will choose Arsene J.
So actually from Belgrade, Serbia, and I was thinking today because I'm currently developing something inspired by everything that I learned in this community. And today I was kind of speaking with, after a while, in a person with kind of creatives from Serbia, and also with partners that I'm developing this new program. And one of the things is that I realized how far I went in understanding in terms of like where creative should be, and in a sense just kind of facing the reality here. Like what the designer that is working with us just at one point said, like, who am I to tell that? And then I was just like, huh? what? And then I just realized like how much I learned and understood. First, I feel like starting like from my personal values, but then what Tom said in terms of like unmuting myself and of like what it really means to kind of participate in community, because I feel like community, everybody's speaking about community, but just kind of having this shared space where we kind of started with design therapy and then extended it to accelerator. It's really about what it means to be in community and I think that's the biggest thing for me. And I'm complete, and I choose Roxana.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roxana from Spain. For me, it would be learning how to trust and letting everybody trust you, because this community has helped me a lot in trust myself, trust in others, and the power of that and how much you can accomplish with that. So yeah, I will say that. And I choose films.
Hi, my name is Feems. I'm also in the first accelerator cohort, and I've had the privilege of working with the peeps at the system on this DAO project, which I'm really excited to see what it would come out of. Learnings for this year, I think I learned a lot about aligning my purpose with business, but also aligning my purpose and personality in finding the right collaborators, specifically with a goal in mind. So I choose Brian.
Hey everyone, Brian from Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm a brand strategist and a podcast producer, and lots of other things, like many of you. And one of the things I learned this year was to really understand my personal need for community. Some of us who are able to work independently can do so for a while, and especially during COVID and all the lockdowns and all that. Some of us had to work more independently, but I came to realize once again my need for a great community of creatives who are looking to go to the front lines, not afraid to jump in and innovate and see what's new and make mistakes and find solutions. And so finding and being a part of this community has helped me to reconnect with other music creatives. And yeah, just looking forward to what's going to happen with this the system and DAO in 2022 and beyond. And waiting to see which other pirates want to board the ship, the space station. I choose Amit.
Hi everyone, it's been a long time. I'm Amit. I'm a UX designer from Mumbai, India. And one of the main things I learned this year was to unmute myself, right? And that, because of the complete family here, I have started, sharing my experiences as I stepped up as a mentor for students, and I've been sharing experience with them, guiding them in their career paths. So that has been, and slowly, I've started teaching NFTs and crypto to my office. We are having session all together, getting everyone on board and getting them ready for the future. Right, as we said, the spaceship has already arrived, and we are just ready to onboard everyone. And I would choose Jim.
Start video. Hi. Is this okay? Sure. Oh.
Come back, Jim. No apron today.
Wait. I'm on my flannel shirt. I'm at my mom's house. Fridays and Saturdays, I come over to my mom's house to help her out, take care of my mom. So, you can see the wood ceiling. So I'm in Campton Hills, Illinois. It's actually a hilly part of Illinois. Most of the state is flat, but Lots of towns get hills and heights in their names. So that's where I'm springing from. Let's see, what I learned this year, I learned a bunch of stuff, little things like how to use a chainsaw, making live edge slabs from logs for furniture, and learned how to use a sewing machine because I found a sewing machine in an alley in Chicago. So I'm taking up sewing. I learned from the, for brand strategy during a brand strategy sprint at section 4. There's the 3 hurdles of brand strategy are differentiation, relevance, and sustainability. That's an interesting part of their framework where you have to first dedicate a lot of energy or effort to differentiating a company's brand from the other corporations or enterprises in that space. So good positioning and identity. And if you get too differentiated, you need to make sure you stay relevant to the customers and the audience, because too much differentiation might mean the customers turn away from your brand because they understand the other brands in your space better. And then when you get a balance between differentiation and relevance, then you work on sustainability, as in owning all the brand and identity parts, the trademarks, and keeping other people out of your territory, maybe. That's the way to describe it. So the third hurdle would be owning your brand. So I think that covers just a little bit of what I learned. I was learning a lot of stuff this year.
Thank you for that.
So let's see, who can I pick? Do I look at, I can't see whose hand is up. Let's see.
Here, I can pick for you.
From
How
my
about-
iPad.
Here, I'll pick for you, Jim. Let's go with Christina.
Yeah, you can pick somebody.
Hi guys, it's been a while. Happy to be back. It's Christina from Ontario, Canada. Hi, and what I say that I would learn today, or basically for the year, is just to be gentle with myself and to stick to people that share the same values as you and beliefs, so that you grow together and you feel respected. And that was part of the main things that that was hitting me hard this year. So, and yeah, being gentle, because I have braces on my wrists because of overuse. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Thank you, Christina. Take care of your wrist, girl. Would you like to select someone up next to drop in?
Yeah, Pape.
Thank you, Christina. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. I'm Pape. I'm based in Panama City. I'm an artist, and I guess the biggest lesson that I learned this year is 2 of them. One, like, is fully trusting myself and my superpowers. I know, like, by the end of the year, I've managed to accomplish a lot of stuff and amazing projects as creative or as an illustrator and as an artist. So I love that, and I own it. And also the second lesson is connection is the currency. I think that's something that was the topic of this year, and it's something that I take with me to 2022 that is not working on my own. I used to do that, I guess, was part of my insecurity of sharing, and like sharing ideas and co-creation was something that I was really scared about. And now I've learned the power of having different perspectives, or of seeing the blind spots, of building ideas with community. And you know that when you have a project, there's many people that are willing to help you, and that's amazing. That's powerful, and that's abundant, because what I foresee, like the projects that are coming and that will keep coming, are so big that it's impossible to do them on your own. And I think that I'm happy to be part of a community, and being supported by the community, and being able to be myself within the community. That's amazing. That's the biggest lesson. And yeah, I'm complete. And I choose, wait, let me see. Let's go with
Iwana has her hand raised.
Oh, okay. I chose Bob, but
yeah. Iwana, you can go after Bob.
Thank you, Pape. And I'm glad Iwana's going to go after me, because I was going to pick Pape after me, because I'm like, how could it be anybody else, right? But I'm Bob. I'm from Seattle. I am a creative director and a producer and a visualist, a VJ. I was part of the first cohort in the NFT lab, and I'm still lurking there for the most part. What have I learned in 2021? I mean, like I was showing Keone yesterday, like this is my notebook just from the NFT lab, and it's like endless pages of just endless pages of amazing ways to connect, to promote, to create, to work. Like I could talk for the entire time of this get together about what I learned in 2021 just in the NFT lab. But I think that maybe the more important thing I learned was that, I've always known that events, which I've always have been a big part of my life, are acts of community building, and I've always felt that other kinds of sort of stuff I've been involved with, whether it's education or training or brand activations, are also acts of community building, but it's always eluded me how the creative process could be an act of community building. And I just want to give a shout out to Iwana. She found me wandering around in the back trails. I'd sort of slipped off the edge of a slope I was skiing on in the future, and I was traipsing around through the wilderness on the back of the mountain, and I want to swoop down and said, I've got a place for you. And she transported me up to the space station. So I'm so grateful to Iwana for doing that. And what I discovered here was not just a safe space, it's a brave space. It's not just a space I can be me. It's a space I can lean into the stuff I'm uncomfortable about or I don't know about, where I could just be completely open and ask the questions and ask for the help. And here it is. And Keone's been hearing me go off in the NFT group about, I've been waiting like my whole career for this. And here you are. I love you guys. And so now I toss it to my patron, Iwana.
Thank you, Bob. I love your hair. Yeah, me and Bob know each other from the future, and somehow we found each other in the system too. But this is where I feel like I truly belong. Yeah, I've rarely had the opportunity, the chance, the honor to be in the first steps of an active participant in making something so, I don't even know how to call it, so awe-inspiring. My word is resonance. When you build bridges, if you don't correctly apply resonance, it's gonna fall down. So that's what I've seen here when we come together. But it's also like Jose keeps referencing the messy middle. It's messy, man. Sometimes it's quick and dirty. It has kinks that we have to iron out. But well, I think I show up for the people and good intentions, and I've made really good friends that connect to my soul, like Mauricio and and now I'm working with Jersey, and I've worked with people around here. Like I show up to Accelerator, and there's always this warm faces that are ready to hear you, to support you. And I connected with Themes also, because I was like, finally, time to meet up with Themes. Yeah, and I just, yeah, the energy is in the right place. And who didn't go? Because me and Jersey showed up a bit late. Or actually, I'm gonna be Jersey because I know he didn't go.
Adriana hasn't gone. Christopher, Stauffer, Jersey, and Tino.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, I connected with Chris too.
And Michael also. Michael.
It's amazing. Like so professional. I wish I could tell my life story in 10 minutes, man, and not waste anyone's time.
That's the goal of. Yeah, that's the goal of today. Today the goal is to recap 2021. So take your time.
I forgot to say that I'm Ioana Balcan. I'm from Romania, and I work with regenerative focused brands. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna pass it on to Jersey.
I'm gonna quickly pick Cliff as well after me. So because I see him raising his hand, so I'll go ahead and really quickly. So, you know, the relationships I have in my life, I cherish a lot, and I cherish them because they take a long time to build. And, you know, there's a lot of understanding and a lot of listening, and there's a lot of dialogue, and it's never pretty. And I like that. I like that whenever people show you who they are, and whenever they're vulnerable, you know, there's going to be parts of them that you're going to see that are messy, and you're going to disagree and agree on certain things. And, you know, I've had disagreements with people in this community, and y'all have heard it in the chats sometimes as well. But I've always listened, I've always understood. And I remember some I've had with themes over, you know, certain ways we should do the communications. And she's like, no, Jersey, we should do it like this, or we should do it like that. And, you know, they feel pretty heated, but I love them. And I love being able to listen and, you know, not get angry, but, you know, it's cordial. And they tell me, no, you know, we should be doing it like this because of this reason. And I listen and I understand, and my mind changes sometimes. And I don't think I see Patricia here, but, you know, she's taught me a lot as well, you know, talking about sustainability. And I know Jose and Keone have also said that about how we should lead our community. And, you know, I am very grateful for all the disagreements I've had in here, because you guys have changed me, and in a good way. And I can't say thank you to one person. I'd have to say thank you to everybody who's talked with me. I know I've had talks with Arsenije and Mauricio and Pape, like privately, and those have been some of the best ones I've ever had. So I just go ahead and say that. And thank you for everyone else that I have spoken to, and I've spoken to with Adriana and Roxana. So thank you, everybody. Once again, so much learning and so much love. Go ahead, Clifford.
Hey everyone, so I'll just be quick to share a few things. I think the things that I learned over this past year, number one would be the ability to share my story and understand my story and have confidence in my voice and being able to share that. Also how to, well, even before I go on, I just want to say how great it is to see everybody, Adriana and Jose, Keone, Tino. Yeah, it's just great to actually be able to come together. Thank you, Jersey, for the contact that we've had and the conversations that we've had. Next would be how to maintain within a holding period, because of how fluid things can be when you're trying something new and trying to add on to a skill set or to build out your career in a different direction. Also, the process of, and this is probably reigns over everything, is the process of examining, choosing, and releasing. And this goes directly to a video Jose did a little while ago when it comes to being able to look at things in your life, examine those things, choose what's important and relevant, and release anything that isn't working to your benefit. So that's been extremely important. And then lastly, how to listen better. How to listen to people, how to listen in relationships with clients, and to really do the hard listening it takes to understand what somebody is trying to say to you past what they may not be literally saying in the moment, what's the thinking and the emotions behind what they're trying to say to you. So that's where I am. And I would like next to, if she's up to it, to choose my friend Adriana.
Can you, Cliff, can you say who you are, what you do? And then Jersey, backtrack and say who you are, who you do. That'd be really good.
So my name is Cliff Washington. I'm out of New York. I'm a brand strategist and creative consultant. And I am also an art director as well. And yeah, I help businesses mainly within more conscious industries, like within climate solutions, but also diverse industries that hope to elevate folks of color within the United States. So with that, Adriana, would you mind jumping on next?
Thank you, Cliff. It's so good to see you. I'm Adriana. I'm from Mexico. I'm currently in Serbia. I'm a photographer, but also a designer, shifting this year into brand strategist. I've been working with brands in Mexico that work with handcrafts, and I have always been enjoying the things that we can do with our hands and the power that we have in our hands, not just for doing objects, but how do we share our stories. And that's what I've been learning here, that the story that we have inside us is the power that we hold to create, and the conversations we have with each other are the ones that create the reality and is the thing that actionates for us to move forward and to overcome whatever we need. And if we do it in as a whole, is much better, because then we can be more powerful for the things that we want to create. And yeah, I think being in the system makes me discover my voice, discovers the voice from all of you, and that gave me the hope and the power to be grounded and to overcome whatever I had to overcome this year. So that venture has been amazing, and I'm grateful every day for having you in my life. So yeah, that's me. I'm complete, and I choose Tino.
Hey everyone, how are you? This is Tino from Los Angeles. Beautiful to see everyone here. Tom, where's Tom? I saw him earlier. Awesome. Awesome, my accelerator buddy from day one. We're part of the graduating class with Joanna and a couple others, so it's beautiful to see everyone, Cliff, Jersey, Christina, everyone, Brian. So it's just beautiful to see everyone here. Yeah, so 2021 in a nutshell for me, it's been really great, because 2021 for me was all about the comeback. I was able to come back strong to work, and it was also a year of learning. I was able to learn that work is good, but not all work is good work. So, you know, I was able to really chug along, you know, start working and learning at the same time. And now I'm able to now really kind of get a really good sense of direction as to what I want to do. And it's all thanks to this community, to all of you beautiful people here, and the collaboration and the, you know, partnerships that I've made here with everyone, that I've been able to learn now what I really want to do. And that's, you know, work on these projects and passion projects and Web3, NFT Lab, thanks to Keone, all these things that really, really do tug at my heart now. Like I really want to work on these things, and that's what I want to do. Like community truly is the currency, collaboration truly is the currency, and that's what I really want to thank, you know, Jose, Keone, Mary, all the team here, but mostly just the community in general, the space station, for igniting this passion. And that's why I remain ever present, and I'm complete. And I'll go ahead and choose, Jose dropped it in the chat that there's people. Mary, go ahead, Mary.
Thanks, Tino. Hi, everyone. Oh, wow. I mean, when I think about what I learned this year, there's so many things, but I'll start with listening and listening to how I feel like inside my heart, really, like to lead with my heart and prioritize. I'm gonna start to cry. I'm like super emo today, just so everybody knows, so watch out. I don't feel that great. You can hear my voice. Yeah, prioritize love. Look, I even have my shirt on today, my love shirt, which is ironic that I put it on because that's what I want to talk about. Like loving myself first and caring for myself is something I learned to do more of and better. I feel like I've gotten better at that this year. And without doing that, how can I do that for other people and care for my kids and be part of this community and participate fully in life, right? So I learned to love and also trust you all, and believe in love, and that currency, that connection currency is the most important thing. And when you live that and believe that, and like that's your value, or when I do that, when I live that and believe that and know that that's what I value, the rest happens and comes into my life organically, naturally, and all of the co-creation and the flow and the sustainability of this community just happens, right? Oh my God, all the hearts. Jesus. So thank you all for being here. And this is you guys have built this. You all have shown us how to be, in community, and this is what I've always dreamed of. So I'm just so grateful. Thank you. Oh, and I have to choose someone. I think Mauricio didn't go yet. Mauricio, are you ready? Get your mic out, man. Okay.
Hi.
All right, unmute yourself.
I was actually putting everything on a little paper, so it makes sense. Love the question, because it allows me to think about all the things I'm grateful for from this year. Thank you, Mary, by the way, for sharing that. Okay. Three things for me. Like many have said, the power of telling your story. It really allows you to connect with people and in a meaningful way. And on that note, learning other people's story, actually, because of a suggestion Jose made back when I had a podcast, I started interviewing people and doing that, learning to listen to other people's story and hearing them. It's really powerful, and it allows you to connect with them and humanity at large. Like you no longer feel alone, right? You start to realize how everybody is very similar. And then I guess the other two things are kind of on the same note, which is honesty, the power of honesty, freedom, and just kind of following your raw instincts, just doing as you feel, without questioning, without just trusting yourself and your inner wisdom. And I think that's it. That sums it up, what I have learned this year. And I choose Christopher. You haven't gone, right?
No. Thanks. My name is Chris Stoffer, and I'm a technologist. We're here in Los Angeles. And I would say for me, probably the biggest thing that I've learned over the last year is I've gotten a lot better at trusting other people and learning how to delegate more effectively. Looking at myself in the mirror, I accept the fact that I'm a bit of a control freak. And those of you that know me know there's definitely some truth to that. But I think this year I've kind of learned a lot about how to let go of that and to control certain things, but let go of the other things that I don't need to be in control of. And it's really helped my company grow and stuff like that. I did join a little bit late in the call, so to be honest with you, I'm not sure who else hasn't gone yet. Does anyone?
I think I might be the only person left.
Then I'll kick it over to you, brother. Jose,
actually, Michael Stancato before me. Michael, and you can again, everyone share from the I. I think everyone has gone. Bob went. Michael, go ahead.
Yeah. What I learned from this year, I learned from this system how you can structure a community online and really make it work and collaborate well. I learned origin stories from Keone, very important to me. The NFTs from Keone and the DAOs. I did not know about DAOs, but what you're doing here and the potential to build and restore communities. Other online places I've been this year, the Sequential Artist Network and the potential of comics and their story with them to get people to working together probably as effectively as you are doing with Mural. I feel like this has that ability. And then with the future, I've learned a lot about marketing. So with all those 3 places that I've been online and what I learned, I want to somehow make them merge the good things from all of them together. And yeah, the potential now and the ability to not have to work alone anymore. I really feel you've created that really effectively. So thank you.
That's a beautiful one. And that's actually a really good segue into the next part. And I'll start with sharing what I've learned in 2021. You know, responsibility and kind of understanding that at the end, no one is coming to save you. You have to really do the work that needs to get done. And in community, even in knowing that co-creation and facilitated leadership is important. You know, how do you lead by example, and how do you last night somebody in the stoop here at the coffee shop in our building downtown LA was like, you have to be the one who runs into the building when it's on fire. And I'm like, what? So I'm really grateful for everyone here who has taken that leadership role and just jumped in. You know, Keone jumping into the NFT lab and into Web3 like a bandit, just like, you know, just going for it and bringing everybody on board. And, you know, it inspires me every day, and it gives me FOMO every day. So when it came time to listen to everyone and understand what we needed, so, you know, why DAO, why now, it's a big question. And it really came from our retrospective that we did because things were going really fast, and hearing from individual people, hey, you know, I don't know which way is up, which way is down, and not all of us are Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean and can, you know, just like go through life that way. So we needed to kind of ground ourselves, and the big feedback that came down is slow down, you know, define our DAO. And that's what we did. We really slowed down, and we went back. Just as a recap, learning how to facilitate the DAO canvas, which we had just started playing with. And again, giving credit to Sergio and to Patricia, who's not here. Neither of them, ironically, are here today. They took the leadership of scheduling these calls, scheduling these meetings. We didn't do it community-wide. We did it with a small group of 7 or 8 people. And we worked for 3 weeks to define all of these steps and to vote. It wasn't like it was everyone voted silently. It was probably the most quiet work session we've ever led. And, you know, the why DAO, and going back to Michael Stancato's point, you know, the question of what are we going to do with our community and what do we want to build? For me, what I'm also stepping into is, you know, who you are is who you are. And each and every one here represents such a unique permutation of creative people So me accepting that I like to build in community, that I like to build together, that in order to do that, I have to let go and I have to let people it has to be messy, and a lot of things are going to ebb and flow. So letting Sergio lead the charge of defining our DAO in a new model, decentralized autonomous organization. That it's like, just say that a few times, decentralized autonomous organization. We are building an entity, we're building a city, we're building an economy, we're building a culture. It's like, if you want to do a real, like, exercise in design all the parts of something, not just the promos, not just, and that's part of why I haven't cared as much about the design, and the design has all these different fonts, and I care about it, but it's just like, it's like if a bunch of anime films crashed into each other, what would happen? Because that's what the truth is about the diversity that we have amongst all of us. We're all different characters and different stories. So this quote from Buckminster Fuller, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Boom. So holding on to, like, agencies suck, and this sucks, and freelancing sucks, and Web3 is chaotic. It is. It's you don't hold on to it. You let it go, and we just focus on what can we build and how do we do it in our own culture, in our own way, in our own flow. The fact that hashtag vibes has come up to be our primary, it's amazing. So what I want to do is just really quickly walk through some of the summary parts from the work that we've done, acknowledging the people that were in those meetings: Ioana, Themes, Arsenije, Keone, Barrett, etc. The group that was there. This is now us presenting it to you as a community and whoever's watching this, and saying, here are the things that we as community came up with, and now validating it and voting and saying, yes, we like this, this is us, this sounds right. So the vision of empowering creatives to create new models, of unmuting creatives to create new models for business. We transform how new ideas are brought to life by teaching how to design and build in Web3. So that's our vision, to empower creatives to create new models of business, not just to do logos, not just to do marketing, not just to do a website, but that you can actually be involved in the mechanics of what it is that you're creating and why. And I might have said something off the cuff a bit, as a joke, and knowing that Themes lives in Vancouver, and I said, I spent the first 6 months of leaving the school, and which is now the future, up in Canada. And I witnessed a community that was embedded in, their, social justice and Indigenous rights and climate action and, wellness. And I'm like, I want to move to Canada. Why do I live in the United States? And it's beautiful. And it just left an indelible impression on me. And one of the big parts of me denying who I am is always having said, well, you know what, let's make money, let's build businesses, let's be entrepreneurial, even though the universe kept on saying, like, hey, no, your job is to, be part of the solution and help the planet and help the people around you. And I'm like, damn you, universe, I want to be a successful bazillionaire. And it said, like, nope, the universe is not having that plan for you. You're here to do something else. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like going like the kid going like, actually, at some point I just said yes. And then it was learning that, saying that it was during an ayahuasca ceremony, unimportant. So our mission to activate creative leaders globally to tackle society's biggest challenges through design with a big D, Web3 technology, and community, the power of DAOs. And think of it as creating new countries, new cities. That's why there's a little beautiful city that looks a lot like Vancouver or Victoria, where I was living. Design plus Web3 plus the future impact. And thank you to Keone Chong, who helped me refine this over the last week. So yeah, comments in the comments of what, +1, which is the decentralization, if you're agreeing to it. I'll read the manifesto and then I'm going to speed it up because it's 11:53 and I want us to land on our upload and also show you a lot more of the work and what's coming for 2021. I was hoping Sergio would be showing you all this, but I will micro machine it. Our manifesto: we believe that design-powered business skills design-powered business skills fueled by Web3 technology are the future. That providing decentralized access to opportunities and skills growth, focus on positive impact for the planet, benefits the whole of Spaceship Earth. We believe that DAOs, new collaborative tools and frameworks, transparent experiments, vibes will exponentially accelerate change. If you don't have vibes, it's hard to make anything work. We are not satisfied with agencies, with designing the same old brands and the same old products. We believe that inclusion, access, and transparency fuel co-creation. We believe that together we can design new business ecosystems, that together we can design and build a new world, starting with how we work together, with this right here, with this call that we've done for over and over and over again for a year and a half. We don't fight the systems that be, because we realize and acknowledge that we are the system and the change we're looking for. Totally different paradigm. Instead of like being in like with the current situations that are happening, how do we develop new situations? That leadership will attract others and say, whoa, you guys are doing something that I really resonate with, and I can see that you're a powerful leader, and can you come help us? And that's the challenge of trying not to fall into the old system and not fall into our own system. You have to ride the center line, and that's 2021 biggest lesson. And I was reading it in our Synergy, and I'll openly talk about it now, recapturing the rapture. And I got to the end and it goes like, hey, all you're seeking and like, transformation and like, plant medicine and, whatever it is, at some point stops working the same, and you can't dedicate your entire life to it. You have to come back and you have to do it on your day-to-day practice. One day becomes a continuum. One day becomes like an eternity, and it's just breath work, yoga, meditation, like whatever it is you're doing, it doesn't even matter, that you have to deal with to do one day at a time. I was a little bit like disappointed with that when it basically said that at some point, what you used to do only returns 20%. It reverses the Pareto principle instead of 80%, which is Pareto. And I realized that, and now I said, okay, now it's time for action, and it's time for, taking on the work and applying the lessons of all that journey to those day-to-day things. But it's going to get messy, and it's not going to be necessarily easy. So the principles guide us through that. Without a foundation, and when we did our mural, one of the things everybody said what they wanted to develop, and I said the foundation. And really, ultimately, it was capturing this from everyone here. So this is what we came up with in our sessions. Transparency. We work in community. Everything we do is accessible to members who participate into the world. We share all our frameworks, our case studies, whatever it is. We'll figure out how all that works, but we were sharing to the world. Co-creation. There is no customer and company. No you here and me over here. We're all part of the whole. We work together. In equanimity, important part, meaning like, yeah, you're going to get a set triggered, etc. You have to allow for, people. The NDA is listening like, what? Yeah, that's getting our collaborators and our partners to understand that we're going to be sharing what we're doing. When one wins, we all win, the planet wins. Participation, there are no spectators on our quest. If you're here, pick up a mouse and play. The infinite game is a player's game. Love and empathy. Connection is the currency. Love is our religion. We share, acknowledge, and understand that we are human first. Our feelings are our power. That is our true power, even though we kind of hide from them, and it's really scary because the feels are like real. Servant leadership. We are here to serve each other. How can I help you accomplish your goals? Every member of our community serves each other and the planet. Access and inclusion. We believe that everyone deserves access to the opportunity to grow and develop their skills, regardless of country, socioeconomic background, ethnicity, gender, or sexual orientation. We welcome all languages and all accents, which we have a lot. Learning and teaching, teach, learn, teach, repeat. That is what we are each here for. Mastery is achieved by learning and immediately turning around and teaching someone else. Repeat. When Amit was sharing that he's starting to do that in his, imagine if every single one of us did that. And it's not like you're going to now dedicate your life to teaching, but leadership ultimately is about having the people around you grow, period. And if the people around you aren't growing, and teaching is not telling someone what to do, teaching is being the example and modeling it. That's how we do it every time in Circle. Model from the eye and just talk. Don't preach, just share your own experience. Papa Don't Preach, good Madonna song. Decentralization, all nodes, we are the nodes in the system, are empowered to participate and lead. Decision-making is distributed among nodes. The evolution will be decentralized. Fun. If we're not having fun, it's not worth doing. Music, laughter, and vibes, and that's misspelled. It is vibes with a Z. Our first and foremost. Does this sound like what we, again, this was what was voted by the community. Does this sound like us? Does this sound right? Does this sound like the system?
Indubitably.
Yeah, Keone, you can jump anytime. Filters, and thank you to Mary for this, and Keone. The filters are, how do we decide what we're gonna work on? It has to be world positive. It has to have love vibes. It has to be changing the paradigm. It has to be investing in the uninvested, economic justice and inclusive opportunities. And I'm gonna add one, and anybody can add one, planet and health as a
Can
priority.
we add sustainable excitement? That's Pat's word. And active hope from Arsa.
Yes.
Yeah, things that are providing active hope, that are there to lead us and forward us. All right, so you all have seen this. This is a bit more final version. The idea to make it really simple of this decentralized organization. Here are all the touch points we've had: newsletter, Twitter Spaces, live streams, people. This is our space station diagram. This is the floor plan. People come in to through a person or through a Twitter space or through a newsletter, wherever they come in from, and they start going in, and we lead them to the accelerator. The accelerator will walk them through the curriculum. Here's a better onboarding diagram of that. A friend invites you to the system. You check out the website, which we're working on for the new year and in the new year. Joins Discord. You get onboarded in a personal onboarding. Here you can be either nominated or staked, not a vampire version of staked. We'll talk more about that and how our token interacts in our next session in the new year. We're working on the final design of that now. Jams, we're gonna do, we've been practicing them during this last month, which is we all get on Figma, everybody jumps on and we're all designing together, but we're gonna make those into broadcasts on Twitch. It's like, you know, whatever they be, UX jam, Stylescape jam, facilitation jam, like make them public. Culturescapes, whatever it is, just really fun music, the whole works. That then leads to our token, and we will work with everyone who's been in the community, and Keone will work with everyone on the NFT lab to onboard and to kind of show how to join the community or how to go into the tokenized version of the community in the new year. Accelerator onboarding, what can you learn? And the three things, you know, we divided it into body, mind, and spirit. Web3, DAOs, NFTs, tokens, DeFi, that's body, that's the material realm. That is, you know, the part that sustains that sustainability. Tools, Fire, Core, Flow, Base. I walked Barrett yesterday through those and the outlines. There's a lot of work to do on those. And finally, the spirit part is really just what are the foundational principles? Planet, sustainability. What does it mean to do regenerative businesses? What does it mean to really understand that? We can't go into the process of creating new ideas and new businesses without that. So we're gonna really need your support on that. Here are the people in the community who are well-versed and people we're gonna invite. Financial sustainability, really understanding that for yourself and for all of us here in the community and teaching it. Wellness, I just went on FWB. They had on their main stage, they had breath work and meditation live. It was amazing how to stay grounded. We have people here in our community that can also do that. And then from the graduation of any of the modules, which we'll talk about how that works in terms of POAPs and certification, you'll be able to go to either circles, which is our leadership academy, and you learn by
Apprenticeship.
leading. It's apprenticeship. You learn by leading. You're building. This is Burning Man. You're building the camp. Why are you doing it, etc. Is to learn. And of course, it's all powered by our token. The token is a reputation. Here, I'm gonna reputation management. What does reputation management mean? We started to sketch this out, and I'm gonna try to show it because it's not in this deck, but here's the mural. Really beginning to design the reputation management system, and a shout out to Billy Bala and our Synergy, and we've had conversations and we looked at different ways the reputation is managed. I want you guys all to check out Raid Guild, which is a service DAO, because we're really looking at a lot of what they're doing as a model, and they've been around for a while. So your profile, your member profile, whatever we want to call it, your player profile will really have both. The attribute feedback is basically peer-to-peer feedback scores. Your level and rank is the completion of and your experience. Your vision statement, your one sheet that we've done in the accelerator, your purpose statement, your skills, your X factor, what makes you different, what space you want to focus on. I want to work in sustainability. I want to work in automotive. I want to work in, goals, quests that you have completed, learning completed, etc. Tokens earned. All of that will be built into the system, and just like a leaderboard on a video game, you will be able to. Again, the token is the score. If that makes any sense, we'll talk more about it. Please ask questions.
What happens when it's a team profile?
Really great question. I don't know. We have to do a use case for that. Like a quest itself collectively, right? Instead of making it individualistic, how do we actually also make it about teams? That's a really good question, Luana. Let's keep on exploring that. And I'll land the plane right now.
Teams are the ships, like the different ships. Like you build a team is a ship that, as an individual, you go into those ships that go in missions.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah,
and the ships can have like certain characteristics and scores for themselves with each of the members, like a team on that particular ship.
Well, let's do it right now. There's no better time than now, no better time than here, to quote Tom Morello in Rage Against the Machine.
And also to give myself as an example, I'm actually working with my husband and our partner too. So our member profile would actually represent 3 people.
Oh, well, also it'll be like, who are the closest people related to you? Is that what you? So
no, it's
no,
like
just like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Team, like a team that jumps in another team. So not just an individual.
Oh, you are many. You're legion. You are
Yes.
not like acting as one individual. Crap.
Yes, I'm not. So we would have tokens, or not just I.
Our synergy, we're gonna have to figure that one out for the system, but
yeah.
Okay, so that's like a guild.
So then here's the question: is it, and based on that idea, is there just one collective score, and it's just the members just are like, I think show the members in a collective? Well, go ahead, Jose.
No, that's a good question. I don't know the answer. I was gonna say it would be nice to kind of still have individual scoring.
Yes. So a micro guild, like you've already came into the system with your own team basically, and then you also become part of larger teams. And some of the times the members of your team are individually pursue some of the bounties. Let's say.
Jose, do you remember you sent an article that said like the different types of organization? I don't know if it was our synergy. That it was like the first was an individual, then it was like a couple, then it was like the pair, then it was 3, 5, like that. That article is a great reference for building that type of stuff.
Gotcha, I got it. And actually, go ahead, RC.
Yeah, that's micro solidarity, and I feel I'm just listening, and I think like in terms of technical and dashboard, it is going to be super exciting, and I feel like it depends in the way we view it, but I'm like just thinking how it can have different views that can be incorporated, from individual view to the quest view, and then kind of all the information that are kind of connected to the quest or to the so I feel like all this data can be presented, but I feel like having individual and then kind of then connecting to the collective is maybe good way to do it.
I'm saying the micro guild or ship, how Papa calls it, because you vibe with certain people, or you might already have like a core team already, and that's why. Like, and because many of our successes are represented by team, it's not me that's doing it, like you said, it's the Legion. And can I ask something about the quests as well?
Please.
I don't know, I wasn't part of the discussion, but I also thought about proposing the idea that whenever it's more than one individual participating in a bounty, so that we give opportunity to everyone, we have an expert, a medium level, and a novice within the team. So that everyone learns something. So you learn how to work in a team. The novice gets like a skills
Here you
level
go.
up.
Here you go.
And the
There's the levels.
yeah, the leader might now understand how to address a novice, because it might be tricky, because you got at an expert level and you gotta flow with the novice, and the medium one gets to rank up to expert basically. But the idea, if it's a team, why not incorporate one? And it might be like even an observer. What if someone just wants to observe the bounty?
Yeah, being coaches. You predicted the future. Here it is. So there's 3 levels on a quest. Captain at 10 years plus experience, 7, 8, it's variable. One thing that we're going to do is we're going to have transparency across everything, even though we're going to translate the amounts from dollars to our token in terms of reputation or points gained in a quest. The lieutenant has, basically that's the next up leader. So the lieutenant is basically going to be captain next. And then the cadet has skills, but they're training to go up the ranks to lieutenant and to captain. And everyone goes through that. We are doing it now. We're doing it now. On New Atlantis DAO, I'm captaining it, Mary's navigating. That's the other thing. Here are the roles, even though they don't have cool illustrations yet. Sergio, DAO Sherpa, Keone, Web3 Sherpa. This is somebody with Web3 experience that's going to help facilitate DAO creation, NFT strategy, tokenomics, etc. A quest captain, project approach, strategy, and delivery assurance. That's a really interesting mix. It's designing exactly how the quest is going to happen, though we're providing templates and being able to nuance, that approach. The project navigator, project coordination, scheduling, facilitating meetings and deliverables. This person is more tactical. It's like ongoing, punch list creation, being on it. Patricia is a good example of this. Human experience, that's actually user experience, research, user journeys, service design, user validation, somebody with experience around that. Emit is a good example here. Visual pirates, I had that as visual something else. And it's like, we don't have pirate, visual scientists. What's a visual scientist? I was just using Buckmeister Fuller. He calls it design science. And that's why I thought that was kind of cool. But you know what? We're really free radicals. So we'll go visual pirate, visual design, identity, UI, illustration, 3D modeling, animation. Good example here is Pape. Ioana as a visual pirate. Brand alchemist. This is brand strategy, culture scaping, and storytelling, business modeling. Like this is somebody who loves brands and the business and can do the alchemy around that. Story pilot, that's actually story crafting, copywriting, editing, and research. We need more of those people, but some people have that skill. The tech mage, this is the technical education and Web3 quest support, back-end, front-end development. This is somebody who's like a whole, this is our Synergy. This is Christopher is here. This is Christopher. And that's the last thing. You are 2. You can choose 2 of these, and those are your profiles. For example, I'm a quest captain, and I can choose either to do brand alchemist or human experience, but just choose one. Most of the time I've been choosing to do too many, and I get overwhelmed. So that's not a good thing. The next thing, and I'll drop in this. Let's talk about 2022, as I promised. Before I talk about 2022, circle roles, themes. This was really the culmination of that slow down and define what we're doing and define our roles. And I just want to give acknowledgement to you and gratitude. Now I need to find, you know what? This is a very nicely designed deck. It actually has a link. I also put the link in the chat. It has a link to the actual thing. Okay, circle roles and responsibilities. So we defined the circles together, and now for your approval, what is the objective of each circle? So the growth circle to grow awareness of the value of our DAO to internal and external stakeholders. What's our value proposition externally? What's our value proposition internally in order to find new opportunities to grow the value of our token? What are things that, so partnerships, partnering with Art Center, partnering with Seed Club, partnering with Six, partnering with New Atlantis. Who are the partners that are actually providing validation and also providing, we're docking our space station into other DAOs. Social media content, experience design of all touch points. So if you now go to the diagram in the mural, you can see that the barnacles on the growth circle, I only put 3, but these will be up to the growth circle's pirates to come up with what they are. These are suggestions. A design circle, partnership circle, digital comms, consolidating email and web and social into one digital comms instead of having, we're doing social, no. One group is doing all of those things at the same time. Because otherwise it's just not too easy to manage and it's a pain in the ass. That's my experience at least. Governance, it's designing the DAO's overall governance. Approve the overall budget of the system at each level of a season or quarter, design initial guidelines for submitting proposals, etc. One of the big things is actually our constitution pod. Proposals, template for proposals and for voting. What does that mean? I want to create a software for XYZ, I want to do a leaderboard software and a member directory. Great. Put a proposal together, sketch it, budget it. How many hours? What resources do you need? You're going to learn how to pitch, because the point is that, how do you pitch and identify a project? And then that will be voted by everyone that holds a token, that holds tokens. That's your membership. That's your passport to the system. And maybe we design a passport. That'd be really awesome. A beautiful, and it's an NFT.
Passport to the System Spacestation.
Yeah, welcome to the sovereign nation of, in the ether, in the sky. Governance, people, technical, treasury, product. I'll highlight a few parts. People, onboarding pod, conflict resolution, a wellness support, and vibes patrol. Somebody's gonna get a badge that says, I am Vibe Patrol. Somebody should design that. And just when we're in so how people use a heart, that would kind of be our badge, right? That'd be cool. But wellness support, having someone that is dedicated and incentivized to answer questions, to schedule time with it. I did this at Consensus. My role was design leadership, organizational development, and personal development. So I actually did one-on-ones with people when they were struggling or do career advice, etc. So we do it now very very not disorganized, but we need to make it a little bit more organized.
I
technical.
have a question.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
please. Yeah.
About the captains, it feels like a lot of responsibility, and we talked about someone being able to pick it up in the system. So I'm proposing three captains or 2 per pod.
You are are you a what do you call it? Like a mind read? You're
I'm similar to themes in vibes. I see organization where it might lead, because I'm into mind maps.
Clairvoyant. That's the word, clairvoyant. And you're both Scorpios, I think. So yeah, that makes total sense.
Probably. Yeah. I also build learning kits, because I've been in the future in 9 Gibbs camp, another one, and now the system. So I can deconstruct, reconstruct, improve things.
Yeah.
So that's.
You're an architect. I get you.
Yep.
So yeah, here I'll answer that question. So 2 primary roles that are very important. The captain is facilitating the vision, ensuring that the circle is moving forward with their goals and proposing course corrections when needed, guides their crew through listening and coaching. the responsibilities that the circle accomplished her objective and the team had great learning experience and signs up for another journey. The captain's job is to make sure that everyone has a good experience. The navigator's job is designing an engagement and a system delivery. This is a little bit of a discrepancy between how we're describing it in the other one, because, the quest captain has the job of designing. Here, I think one of the things is, it's a co-creation between the navigator and its captain to create how the engagement works. We're providing templates. We're providing guidance.
We're humans, and things can happen in life. Like
if one person doesn't show up, the other person shows up.
One person doesn't show up, but just someone comes in and fill the shoes as needed. Because that's why I'm suggesting 2 or 3 captains, so we can.
I like that.
Have plan A, B, C. Even if C fails, that's already weird.
How about this? We will train and onboard a captain and a co-captain. The co-captain basically is like a first assistant director on a movie.
Yeah.
They're assisting
That's
captain.
the apprentice.
Yeah.
That's the apprentice part.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, and again, that's the opportunity to learn from the expert again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like themes, big fan of inclusivity and diversity and giving everyone a chance.
I love it. Okay, sold. Navigator and co-navigator, and then a scribe and a co-scribe. Now, not all quests have these per se, but meaning like some quests might be writing like with super experience, and highly, the scoring inside the reputation score being really high. But we'll make it a point that everyone always has a second. So take a look at this, spend some time on it. I'm gonna stop and answer questions and get back to our retro. So again, I want to really thank everybody who's done both the input and the work, and I just want to make sure that it's super clear that not only are we listening, for example, all quests will have a backlog with a template of what the tasks are that need to be done, instead of us just going into this planning session. Now, it's a suggested template. The captain and the project navigator can do a session and change it, but then everyone puts, my God, why is my mouse doing that? Everyone puts hours, and then at the end, there's at the end, the hours are added up, and that's gonna be the total for a quest. This is very specifically how we did our projects at the group. We actually budgeted everything per resource. Here are the levels, rate to partner, total. The partner is our quest partners, basically who we're doing work with. So again, the goal of being a DAO that is service and learning at the same time is something that we need to really communicate super clearly, because we're not an agency. And I want to really keep on reiterating that we are not an agency. We're a service DAO where you learn, or learning and service through service DAO. And the goal is really to grow and learn, which at the end is the number one metric of all startups is learning. So we're building that into it. And this all comes from the DAO canvas. These are the actual answers. The system combines services and learning, accelerator and community. Participants collaborate on social impact projects, learn, teach, and work together to grow your reputation in the community. That's what got voted up. You can take your time and look through all of these and see how they correlate to what's up in front of the deck, which is summaries of those. Last but not least, here's our season proposed schedule. Season 1 launching on the 7th of January. From conversations with Keone, from input from the community, wanting to bring back design therapy. Keone and I talked defrag. We can vote on that. I mean, again, it's just a placeholder, but defrag is when your brain is rattled from a week. You want to come together, come in circle, and it's just a mental health kind of day. Here's a description of each of them. So defrag, the objective is to support community growth, equivalent group coaching, the drop-in, invocation, topic, upload, no cookies. It's just this is church. Station Council happens on Wednesdays, and it's what we were doing in level 1, which we're not going to use that name anymore. And that is simply agenda is always every circle updates. Whoever the captain is of that circle will update what are the quest updates for those who are running quest, and then what are new proposals that have come up, and what's next. So we need to take those new proposals, and governance puts them out to vote, and there's a voting mechanism in the community, etc. Circle planning, that only happens during the beginning, in this case, Wednesday before we go into the season. The season is 7 weeks, which we're borrowing from DAO best practices. And then guess what? We have 2 weeks off. You know how we got way too crazy and we didn't just pause to take a break? We have 2 weeks off, and during the 2 weeks off, we'll do some planning sessions, and take our time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So these are the total 7 weeks. In the second month, I don't know why the mouse does that. In the second month, defrag, office hours, defrag. The difference between office hours and defrag, this was Keone's suggestion based on the community. This is business questions, right? We'll answer all your business questions. This is connection. And the town hall is updates on what's happening in the space station. City council. You do not have to come to station council meetings. They're open to the public, but only the captains show up. It's 1 hour every week, tight agenda, moves fast. This is the management meetings, but we have no management. We only have pirate captains. Updates, challenges, what's going on. And that's it. That's a lot. I know that I just did a fire hose Keone style, but I'm going to give us some Elmo and go back to our agenda. That's 2022. That's the System DAO update. I'm Jose Caballero. I am complete. Music and no cookies now.
Yeah. So we got Pat in the house.
Woo, woo.
Hey, Pat, how are you?
I'd love to hear feedback, and like just, I'm going to shut up and listen.
So guys, yeah, that was a lot. I hope you can get like the gist of it. We are very, very serious about this, and we've been taking a lot of consideration into your feedback, trying to really focus on something that's sustainable and something that's fun. So anything that you see here, is definitely open for conversation, up for comments and thoughts and consideration.
Yeah, it'd be great to get like a real quick round and say, what's one thing you like about it and one thing you have a question about. Yeah. Just do it rapid style before we upload.
Themes, go for it.
Well, unfortunately, the question isn't really a rapid style, but I think it's essential. In terms of the circles, January 7th, we do start, but like most committees, there needs to be kind of a understanding of what that role of that committee is, what is the purpose, who's involved, how do we start with like a sort of leadership that we can expand. So what are your thoughts on that? Just so that all of the committees or circles kind of have an alignment around what is the purpose of the DAO, and that we could work sort of independently, but also together.
Great, that's a great question. And the way I'll answer it is like the framework and the basics for each committee will use a bit of core light for them, meaning you have what our vision and our mission is for the DAO, and then what the objective is of the committee that you can refine, but then like really fine tuning it to who are the users and the use cases that we need to address, like let's say for the growth committee, and what does each individual person want to learn and get out of it. So we'll design a template for like prepping and ramping up a committee and get input from everyone on whether that works or not, and you can also modify it. So like a why, a purpose for each committee, and I prefer almost for each individual in the committee, and then you go from there and make sure that everybody's satisfied. Because one of the things that I've seen in nonprofits and in being part of committees is that the committee very much focuses on the committee and on the organization, and then people fall off because there's no what's in it for me in it. So I rather say, so let's start with, I'm a pirate. Here's what I want to get out of being here. I want to learn this. I want to learn that. I want to try this out. You know, and I might mess up and I might not be great at one of those things. So I just want to, you know, set that space. That would be a really great thing. So that's a great question. Committee design really matters. Let's call them circles. The word committee triggers me a little bit.
Circles. Thank you for that theme. Floor is open. Would anyone else like to go next?
I had asked, there's this in Blade Runner 2, there's this getting back to baseline exercise, like cells within cells interlinked. That's how I feel like when I look at the cluster of pods and circles. What happens when the circles interlink? Meaning you're head of your captain, co-captain with someone in the design, but it influences the documents in the core circle or the governance circle.
That's a really great question, and there's two parts to that. There is the how we manage information inside. You know, some DAOs use Notion. We're using the QMS and using like Confluence to have things in there. But the role of the council sessions is one where it's a scrum of scrums, where, you know, your report about your circle isn't necessarily, you know, for an example, I'll model it. Growth circle. Right now, we are getting ready to launch the website. What's standing in our way is we have some technical issues that we need support from the technical circle on, specifically around, you know, DNS or whatever it is. And noted, the scribe in the technical circle says we'll set up a meeting to talk about DNS. It'll be quick, 15 minutes. Boom, awesome. That's how you go around. Every circle will. So we're basically running Scrum, or let's say Agile. That's really our what we're calling it, a council meeting, just to be cute. And then we'll coach how to run those very quickly. All the things that are in the way will run. This, by the way, was the highlight. I figured out how to run one team really successfully in Agile. Then when we started running multiple teams in our agency, we were like, oh my God, how do you run multiple teams at the same time? And Agile, that was the thing we were missing, was the circle of circles and a format for that. So I'm really excited about that. I hope that answers your question. So one is specifically in that one meeting every Wednesday, that's where you coordinate with your other circle mates.
And you get like a brief, agile brief from if it's interlinked with something you have to do. Thank you.
Arsa, go ahead, and then Pape.
Yeah, related to what Joanna asked, in terms of like, is currently like plan or embedded the domains ownership in, I think, which is in a sense, if like technical team owns the website, or like the human team owns the Notion, so it's kind of like owning certain part of it, and then if it's required to change, it's kind of connected to that.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. Ownership will fall into the circles of a specific domain and allow that to be the case. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Arsa. Pape.
Thank you. No, I was going to say that something that I really like, and that I actually had a conversation this week with a community that I'm starting to build here in Panama, that it was like more than learning frameworks, is learning the mindset that comes with the frameworks. And I think that that is something that is fundamental for all of us to communicate better and being able to move projects forward, is that by running core, understanding core and the mindset behind core on how you can co-create ideas, how you can build within a purpose, like work around culture, work around the voice, the feeling, and then practicing agile, like for getting ownership, for setting the rituals, is what really like in action is what I foresee, like bringing every team together. That is like a two-part. It's learning the framework, but it's also learning the mindset behind every framework is what will help us connect. That is something that I really like, and it's something that has actually been quite obvious that this was the way that it was going to happen. Like it's been happening since the first circles. It was evident that what it's showing right now is like the evolution of the first webinar that we did circles, and it was chaotic, and the guy saying like, oh, once they started talking about feelings, I was out. like all of that, like we've come all the way to slowing down and now seeing it like organized, you know. And I think there was another person like saying like you structure like in that time, and now seeing it is like, wow, like this is the manifestation of what the experiment is. No longer an experiment, like this is the real deal. Like we went from that experiment to coming up with a conclusion, and I'm super happy about that and thankful. And I guess my question would be like, when can I get my hands dirty? I'm eager to work. I have all this energy that has to be exploded. That it has I don't like visual pirate. I like visual wizard, because I feel that the artists and illustrators make magic. We bring things that don't exist to life. So like, just let me know when do we need those folks? Like, we can create it for the people that are members that are here, and let's do it. I'm here. I'm Pape, and I'm complete.
Beautiful. Thank you, Pape. Wednesday, January 5th, the first circle planning. We're going to start putting all this into schedules. And again, the invitations allows you to invite anybody you want. So yeah, Patricia and I will start. Yeah, she's here now, and I just want to acknowledge that it's been Patricia and Sergio leading our planning process. Thank you, Papa. That was a great insight. Answer to your question, Wednesday, the 5th of January.
Anyone else like to jump in? Floor is open.
Pat has to talk. Like, where is she?
Patricia, you're being requested. Paging Patricia.
Paging.
Is she still in the attendees? Oh my gosh, she is. Oh, here you're gonna finish the session for us. Why didn't you ask to get let in?
She's in timeout.
And Eric I would love to hear what Eric. We have one person in the audience. Talking permitted, Eric. You can actually talk. We love your feedback. What you just witnessed here. But Patricia. Keone, in the meantime, since we're wrapping up soon while we're waiting for Pat, what are your insights? What
you know, as Pape said, this is absolutely the culmination, the evolution. And as we stated in the deck, you know, like the evolution is decentralized, meaning this world that we've been building and all of these ideas and concepts are stuff that we all share, and it's actually always been around us, right? We've just started to give it articulation and to give it a name and form and function and spirit. So it's always been there, you know, and I'm excited, you know, for it to become more and more real. I'm excited for the contrast to happen and to be able to like dive into these ships and to these characters, and to play through the system. I'm just really, really excited for it. And, you know, it's wild to think that, you know, if you would have asked me a year ago, like, what would be possible? Like, this is beyond anything that I could have imagined back then. And yeah, I'm just in awe. It's the co-creation, man. It's the most wonderful, majestic thing that we can experience. This is it. I feel like I'm on a ramble. So,
no, that's beautiful. So
Yeah,
here's the question, Patricia. What is the drop-in was, what have you learned in 2021? And we'll let you do our upload. And as our official, I want to say your energy, your enthusiasm, you being here every week, you're sharing, you know, authentically what's going on in your life, sharing about mental health, sharing when you're struggle, sharing when you're happy, seeing your journey. And Instagram, seeing your journey on Facebook, seeing your family, seeing our Instagram with you in it. Your power and your like just love and commitment and devotion has fueled us through this journey. I get inspiration and get like just a little bit of energy to like, after a hard week to do these Friday sessions, I'm like, Patricia's gonna be there. And I'm excited that you're the first person that's there and, you know, running that. So I just wanna acknowledge that. I also wanna acknowledge that that's showing up. Not everybody shows up the same way. Some people are shy and everybody shows up with their personality. And I think we need to bring the Fido back. I'm definitely 2022, we're gonna bring the Fido back. But we love you, Pat. And without you, this wouldn't be the same. So you get to upload and be the last person to talk.
Wow. I didn't expect that. I woke up because we have a metaverse event in a few hours. So sorry, I'm really late, but I'm just really happy to be here. 2021, it was crazy. Like there were ups, there were downs, but I feel like being in community, that's what fuels us to go together, like no matter how hard it is. Like there's someone who understands what we're going through, and even if we're not seeing each other in person, like that's it for me. Like the calls, being there, and that's why I'm showing up, because you're all there. Like you can't do it alone. The journey, it's not supposed to be lonely. You have to have each other to fuel each other. So yeah, I'm so excited. And I think having this metaverse, and Tino will be there, and Serial will be, he recorded his because I think he's traveling right now. But I guess what I'm trying to say is the system is in the Philippines, and to have to participate in that metaverse event, we have to go up outside of our community to spread it like a positive virus that we need. So I guess that's it. 2021 is one hell of a crazy ride, but I guess that's life, and I'm here for it. And I'm fueled by it because of all of you. Like, let's change the world.
Thank you, Patricia. That was awesome. And Jose, can we get a little bit of vibes going on in the background?
Mm-hmm. I will. I'm the worst DJ ever.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Actually, no, I'm going to change the story because I used to correct Pape all the time. Keone is an amazing DJ because this is his playlist. So to acknowledge that, I'm a good operator. There you go.
Right.
Loving myself a little bit.
Yeah. So, you know, let's do some uploads here. And I think the upload I want to ask you guys is, what are you taking with you into 2022? Let's see, what am I going to take? Let me model that. I'm going to continue to take the spirit of gratitude. You know, really shifting my focus into, you know, starting with gratitude, starting with thankfulness for all of the things. You know, the good and the bad. There are opportunities for growth, there are opportunities for learning, understanding, and, you know, to be in a position to even have to go through something like that, you know, is a blessing, you know, and it's that gratitude that kept me on the grind, that allowed for me to find joy in leading through service, and to find joy in stepping into the unknown, and creating a safe space of belonging for community, for them to become their best selves, for them to unmute themselves, for them to discover their superpowers, and, you know, to be a launch pad for them to grow and thrive. And you know, that gratitude is what I'm going to take into 2022. So yeah, I'm grateful, y'all. And I choose Audrey.
I will take with me, first of all, the gratitude and the love of this community, which has supported me, and I think that's one of the most amazing things that happened this year. And yeah, I think that's basically the most valuable thing that I have in my life, the gratitude and the love. So yeah, and I choose Amit
Thanks a lot, Eddie. So I would choose gratitude and growth. Gratitude to this year where I met such amazing people, and growth to growing out of everything that has defined my life till this point in time, right? Now it's time to shift in, break the mold, and just lift off. And I would choose Pape.
Thank you, Amit. In a really simplified way, I take love. Love is the answer to everything. Love is the connection. Love is trusting yourself, trusting in others. I think that's the best way to lead and to act on anything with love and trust. And yeah, I think just and that love is making it together, like no longer doing it on your own, not being alone. There's no need for that. And I'm thankful for this community, thankful for this amazing ride. It feels like in one piece when they're crossing to the other big ocean, it feels like we were just on that training, this first level of the lore, and it was just like, yeah, this is just the easy part. Get ready, because in the other part there's like giants and like giant whales and like different types of monsters. But we have ownership, we got a team and superpowers to discover as well, because they keep growing. This is just the beginning. Life is long, and I guess love. So, and I choose my friend that unmuted himself, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Pape. For me, it's a sense of motivation. I am building a new reality for myself. That's on a personal level, but I'm also motivated to participating more in the system. Like I was more present in the accelerator, but I sense now there's a bigger side on all of that, so I will be here next year. And yeah, I'm motivated. Yeah, I'm complete. Let's go to themes.
Thought a lot about it, and I think it's an aspiration for 2022. I just like want to ride the vibes. Like, I don't want to think about structure. So I trust my co-creators and co-captains, and I'm just gonna surf the vibes. And I choose Roxana.
Thank you, Fims. I cannot say just one word because I can relate with everything that you said. So it's inspiration, it's motivation, and it's love, and it's especially I think gratitude, because even though I had some bad times this year, I had this amazing community to support me, and I'm so grateful for everything. And super excited about the 2022, because this is going to be fire. So I chose Arsenije.
So I feel like now we are building DAO, but the thing for me is Pape said at the beginning, and it's all about relationship and connection. And I feel like as long as we nurture them, we can build everything. This next year is DAO, and 2023 maybe it's going to be something else. So I just kind of keeping the focus on connection, and then everything else is possible. And yeah, I choose Johanna.
Thank you, Arsa. My word is still gonna be bonding, because it's a connection at a deeper level. And I can't help but think of the internet or this community or Web3 as mycelia, which is, the largest colony on Earth that creates opportunity and economy. So it feeds the entire planet, and we don't always notice it. I'm Ioana, and I'm complete, and I choose Michael.
Here I am, unmuted. my one word is awestruck at how much you've accomplished so quickly. It's the best organized big project I've ever seen. And you also mentioned a question as part of this, and I wrote it in the chat. How might we apply this to something in real life? And I have put in there a couple examples where it might be related to or seen as an example in real life where it could push things forward. And I can't choose anyone else because I don't know who's who on the phone here. So Keone, can you choose for me?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll go. I haven't gone. So yeah, for 2022, I think one of my main words or phrases is going to be exponential love, and that just means growing what we built, what we established in 2021 with the community, and that's, yes, unmuting myself. That's growing what we built in 2021, and that's basically expanding on that in 2022. And that's on a personal level for myself, that's, working with more of you, like, Jersey, I haven't really worked with you too much, but I'd love to work with you. I'd love to collaborate with you, to join forces with you. Brian as well, Christina, so many of you here that I haven't really worked with, but we've been in many of these gatherings. So that's one thing that I'm excited for the next year. Just so many of us here that the possibilities are just endless. So that's me, and I'm complete. And who do we have left?
I'll unmute myself as well.
There you go, Jersey.
So I'd say that everybody talks about love and all that, and I love it. And I want to say that for me, love is about, I said it in the beginning, it's about the disagreement, but also the understanding. And I think I have never been able to get such a strong relationship with people that I've never met. And I only talk with on Zoom, other than yourselves. And it's so strange because, we just hear our voices, we see ourselves, but in reality, it's just the computer screen. Maybe one day I'll meet y'all and it'll feel like I've known you my whole life. And it's such a weird thing, being able to relate to people who I've never actually met. It's so Ready Player One type of thing, Parzival and that other, I forget the name of the other person, but they just saw each other in some sort of 3D internet medium, and they got a relationship, they got a bond. And so I just love to say that thank you so much for everybody. Thank you for the love, and I love to take that same love and that same understanding and listening to the next year. So let's do it. And go ahead, whoever hasn't gone, unmute yourself.
I'll go next. It's okay. I just want to echo what Tino was saying, as I was going to say the same thing, is that there's so many of you that, we've interacted a little bit on calls, but to get a deeper understanding of each other, to be able to talk together, work together, laugh together, hopefully not cry together. Well, tears of joy, right? And that's what I want to take into 2022, is to put more of that into action and getting to know a lot of you better. Some of you I've gotten to know quite a bit. Others I'm eager to. So with that, I gotta run. See you guys. Good to see you all.
Peace, brother. Good to see you. Christina, have you gone?
No, I can go. I'm just gonna say optimism all the way for here. That's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. I'm very excited to see where this is gonna go. I'm really happy to see all you guys and to see the progress that you guys made. I am just so floored. So keep going, guys.
Christina, who would like to go next? Floor is open, y'all.
Is that everybody?
Did everyone go?
Iwere didn't go, but I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm sorry.
Well, he's not. I don't know. Well, yeah, he could share, but I think he's on.
Yeah, I think he's on.
He's working, or he's not on stage. He could talk though.
Yeah. Well, let's bring this to a close, guys.
Oh.
You know, go ahead, Jose.
No, I was saying actually, I think he's on stage.
Oh, hop on, brother.
Last few minutes. I mean, if you want. No, not everyone has to be on stage. Take it, Keone.
Alrighty, y'all. You know, when we first started doing these sessions, I had this little outro that it evolved over time, but what I feel is significant is just how pertinent, how apropos it has always been, and it's been that we are more creative than we know. The limitations are only our imagination, and together we can create anything. And when I look at everything that we covered today, it's like it couldn't have been more right. You know, we're building something that is incredible here. It's never existed before in a discussion. Like, there literally is nothing that we can align this with. This is such an exciting time to be alive and to explore together and discover ourselves, the best parts of ourselves, to have this powerful community and to explore the great unknown. And yeah, to infinity and beyond and such, right? But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Each of you guys has ownership in this. This is something that we all share, and for the journey. So with that, we will bid y'all adieu. Peace, y'all. Take care.
Have a beautiful day, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I got a cookie.
Hey, Poppy, you didn't
Cookie,
find
no
one?
cookie. Oh, you got a cookie.
You got a cookie.
Give me some cookie.
I'm hungry. I need a cookie actually before I go.
Bye.
Love you. Your hair looks great, Roxana.
Right?
I've never seen it. I didn't know she had hair.
It's the first time.
Papa, love you, brother. Miss you.
Later. Love you, brother. Mike, thank you so much, brother.
Please
Take
check
care.
the link of the land that I shared. That is like the system happening in a real life community in Panama.
Oh my God.
Check that link.
I'm scared.
Check that link. Spend
I'll
your
check the
money
link.
there.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.